Medora Palace is the second palace in the game. It's also referred to as the Swamp Palace from time to time, and it really is more of the same as Parappa Palace. It doesn't have too many new enemies, but just a lot more of them, and they're a little more difficult. Uh, Take the first elevator and go all the way to the bottom, and now just start heading right, and there's a bunch of bots just crawling around on the ground. Defeat them. The down thrust works. Continue to the right, and here's more of these Goomba or Mace Thrower enemies. Since we have a much stronger sword now than we had in Parappa Palace very long ago, these guys don't take nearly as much hits with your sword to defeat. There's a key at the end of this long hallway, so grab it and now we can make our way back. You notice I could have upgraded my health at that point. I chose not to because I have a lot of magic and my health was fairly strong at the time, so I'll upgrade later on pretty much. I'm taking a few hits, so I use the life spell, especially since I just got a magic jar. I want to head back to the elevator and head back up. If you go to the right, there really is nothing to the right. There's a new enemy here known as a rope, and these are like snake-like creatures. They're, I suppose, similar in a way to the ropes from the original Legend of Zelda in the sense that they look like a snake, but that really is their only resemblance. Here's a new trick though. Now that we have the down thrust, there's a much better way to defeat these bubbles, as we can just jump straight up, and once they come under you, just hold down and Link will perform a down thrust, and you can just hold it like that and it'll take a ton of hits, but you'll eventually kill the bubble, and it's like a free 50 experience points. Those keep regenerating every time you leave a room, so you can actually, really level up if you'd like. And especially even when your sword becomes even stronger, it becomes even more efficient really to level up in that fashion, since it doesn't take nearly as long. Anyway, head all the way to the left, defeat those two Stalfos, and we get another key, basically. That's basically all that you have to do now, so we want to make our way all the way back to the elevator. You'll notice like the bots and the bubbles regenerate, so you can kill them a second time for more experience points. Head back up to the next floor, and there really isn't nothing to the right, so just head to the left, and we see more Stalfos here, and we're eventually going to see another new enemy on this next screen, I believe. And these are wolf heads, or what in other games they're referred to as like Medusa heads in a way. Basically, they just go like in a spiral rotation, up, down, and the down thrust works very well against them, just like it did for the bubble, where you can just jump above and hold down and just defeat them. Just continue to the west here, just as I'm doing. This part's a little tricky. Make sure the bots are out of reach before jumping, because you don't want to get hit into the lava, as that is instant death. Be careful here and just jump across and get past the lava and continue to the west. In this room we have more iron knuckles, and since our sword is now up to a power level of 4, those orange ones only take 3 hits to defeat, which is much easier than when we fought them in Parappa Palace. And remember, you can just keep jumping and slashing and you can defeat them rather easily. I decided to upgrade I had 1200. I could have upgraded my magic, but instead I decided to upgrade my health because I wasn't full on health at the time. Just continue across to the left. There's a few of those bubbles. I took a few hits. You could time them and do down thrust if you'd like, but you really don't need to. There's another rope here, and there's really nothing else in this area. That's just, you can kill the rope for some extra experience points. And now continue to the left. Defeat the Stalfos, the rope, use the small key, and, well, keep continuing to the left. Here's a cool little sequence, as there will be these blocks dropping from the ceiling. There's also a points bag, so you want to pick up the points bag while trying not to get hit by many of the blocks. and then just continue to the west. Here we have a red iron knuckle, and I mean, the red ones are a little stronger, but at this point in time, there's really not much of a difference at all between the orange and red ones, other than their relative strength. But because you have a strong sword and you can just jump and slash, they shouldn't be too much of a problem for you. At the very end here is the dungeon item, and this is basically the power glove, or the hand glove. And what this does is now it powers up your sword so that you now have the ability to break certain blocks. And this is very useful, and we will be putting it to use very shortly. There's also a secret magic container inside this iron knuckle statue, so you can use the jump spell to get to it if need be. Here's some blocks here. Now, because we have the glove, we can now actually break those blocks with the sword. And we're going to actually need to do that to progress further in the dungeon in just a little bit. For now, just continue to the east to get back to the elevator, and then head down the screen. We have another new ghost-like enemy here known as a MOA, M-O-A. These things will just float across the room and they'll drop like fireballs. And these orange ones aren't too bad. We're going to be fighting both like purple ones and blue ones later on, and those ones are a heck of a lot more annoying than these ones. So just be careful, and just you can get by them. This part is incredibly annoying. I always find myself getting hit by these like wolf head statues that shoot out like, not really, just like magical fireball looking things. They're really, I have never found a great tactic for getting by. The best method I do is just jumping straight ahead and holding down so that your shield is low, and I find that works the best. I got by them easily there, but usually I have trouble. In this next room there's several more of these bubbles, and you can use the downward thrust in this little secret to get some free experience points. Right now I'm around 900 experience points, but I still need quite a bit because I want to get 2 upgrades. I want to get at least 1 more upgrade and then the boss upgrade. Nevertheless, pass the elevator and continue to the east. And here we have the return of these tin suits. They just never go away. And I can't believe I just got hit by one of them. They're at the end of the hallway is another Guma, or mace thrower. And this whole room is actually completely identical to that of the same one in Parappa Palace, actually, where there's tin suits, there's a bot, and then at the end of it there's a mace thrower protecting a key. Just get the key, and now we want to return back to the elevator to the west. You could kill that bubble if you'd like. I'm pretty safe with my experience points now, as I have an idea of how many I need, and I have plenty at the moment. There's more bots here. There's a mace thrower, and this time it's on a different angle. Remember, you can actually break the blocks underneath the mace thrower if that's helpful, because we have the handy glove, the glove. Continue to these, and this points bag is rather difficult. You have to break all of the barriers basically above so that Link can jump. I made it look very easy, but that is a very difficult points bag to get, especially the first time through. I highly suggest avoiding it if you don't need it. I really didn't even need it, but I got it anyway. Anyway, I finally decided to upgrade my magic because I'm right near the boss, so I wanted to upgrade before actually getting to the boss. Just defeat these final iron knuckles leading up to the boss, and in Parappa Palace, the main boss was Horsehead, and in Medora Palace, we have Helmethead. I guess they have some head fetish. That sounded very awkward. All you have to do, use your shield spell first of all, because he could be a bit of a challenge. Just keep jumping and slashing at his head, and I'm actually taking a heck of a lot of damage. I'm usually better than this, but once you knock off its first 2 heads, they'll float around the room, and its head, as well as the floating heads, will all shoot little balls of fire at you. It's not too hard, it just takes some time. You could use the jump spell as well if you'd like. Once defeated, grab the small key, head to the right, place the crystal in the statue, and this will fill up your magic meter and your life meter, and it'll also upgrade you to the next level, which will be, I'll get a level 4 in life. And that's it for chapter 2. Join us for chapter 3. We'll take on the next palace.